listen to this. I just went and handed in my marriage forms with Zeke. So with that, starting today, I am now his wife.
Really? How wonderful.
And not just that. Zeke told me that today would also be our anniversary since we started dating, and so he got me this gorgeous and delicious cake. I was already so happy to be married to him and all, but he went that extra mile and had this cake made for me by a very famous patissier. He told me that the man is a very good friend of his, so he was able to make this cake for me without any planning in advance. The fact that my husband would get something like that done for me on a day like today has just made me feel so blessed.
I suppose so. I'm so happy to see you being loved by my ex like that. And the fact that you get to enjoy a cake from a famous patissier. How amazing. You have just been having so much fun with the man you stole from your own friend, right?
Hey, Ariel, stop trying to make everything about you all the time. Can't you see that your friend just got married to the man she's been in love with for so long now? I would just really appreciate it if you were just a bit more kind to me and celebrated a day like today.
Don't expect me to shut up and let you rub that life of yours in my face now. Who the hell would want to celebrate a backstabbing whore like you anyway? If anything, the thing we should be talking about right now is you paying me that settlement.
I'm sorry. I'm leaving all of that in the hands of Zeke to pay off. I have no idea what he's doing with the money right now, so you can't really ask me anything about it.
I sure can ask you because you have to pay me a settlement as well. You're really going to make him pay it all off for you.
Well, of course I am. Zeke happens to run a whole freaking company as the CEO after all. And men like that are loaded with money, right?
Huh?
I don't have that kind of money on me right now. And I just quit the job I had in order to become his wife. That's why I won't be able to pay you any kind of settlement right now. The only thing I'm able to do right now is sit next to my wonderful husband and laugh at all his jokes and show him my most pretty smiles. He's giving me a life of luxury, and also the least I can do is make sure he sees just how beautiful of a woman I am.
Hold on a second. A life of luxury? Is that what you just said?
That's right. That amazing cake wasn't the only thing Zeke prepared for me today. In order to make me the most happy woman in the world, he prepared for me the most wonderful mansion to move into. That's why at this moment we are getting into his really fancy car, and we'll be driving out to that mansion and moving in.
Huh?
He loves me so much that I'm almost feeling suffocated. Not only did I get a really special cake, but I'm also getting to live in this massive mansion with him. And above all that, he seems to be madly in love with me. So I'd have to say, I've won at the game of life. Thank you so much for letting your husband throw you away at the time in order to marry me. My dream of living in a giant mansion with a CEO is finally going to come true.
I'm the one who's the CEO, though.
What?
I'm sorry to have to break this to you while you're flying in the clouds. But before you finish off that delicious cake he's gotten for you, would you please get a taste of reality? I know you're probably too euphoric right now for me to be able to get all the information into that head of yours, but you need to know something.
What reality are you talking about? I know for a fact that Zeke is the CEO. He happens to run Accounting Central and goes into work every day to make sure the company is doing well.
No, the one in charge of running Accounting Central would be me. It's the company I run right now, making me the CEO of it. And I'll have you know that with the divorce, Zeke lost his job and is now unemployed.
Huh? That's your company? only that, what? Zeke lost his job there.
Well, to be completely honest, he used to be the CEO of this company. Him and I worked together to run this company as husband and wife, per se.
You both worked together?
There are plenty of companies in the world that have two people running them, or even a whole board running them. And as for Accounting Central, I was the one that built the company from the bottom up. But as it began to grow larger and larger, I needed more help and had to rely on more people to join me in making things possible. That's when Zeke ended up quitting his previous job that he had before working with me and came over to give me a hand. Since we were both committed to one another at the time, I thought the best option would be to make myself and him the CEO of the company by splitting control over things.
Is that right?
But then Zeke started to go out and have fun with you. And that was soon followed by us getting a divorce. Of course, with a divorce, there would be no way for us to work together anymore, so I had him removed from the company. At the time, he was going on about how he deserved part of the company, or at least a part of the profits for the rest of his life. But the thing is, the company was always all mine, and therefore I get to decide what he keeps and what he loses. And considering he was cheating on me and led us to get divorced, I chose to not give him much of anything. And then that led to a very smooth firing of Zeke.
Well, what? Wait a second. I never heard anything about that from Zeke before. He's always been going on about how he's the one running the company. And multiple times now he's told me it's his company.
I'm not saying he doesn't continue to say that the company is his. But the truth is, the company was never his, and he was only working at the top in order to help his wife, the true owner and CEO. And right now, all he really is an unemployed jerk. He doesn't run anything anymore and only holds the title of being a cheating little jobless idiot.
Then what about the mansion he's promised me? The mansion that him and I are supposedly moving into today? There's no way he can afford a mansion if he's unemployed now, right? And wait a second. What about the settlement we have to pay you? Zeke is going to pay for me as well, right?
I have no idea about all of that. How about you ask the man sitting next to you in the car driving?
I'm too scared to ask him something like that.
Well, when it came to the life we had together, we were both living in your average apartment. I get that we were both running a company, but even then we were just living in a 2-bedroom apartment that was just under 1,000 square feet.
What? Are you kidding me? I thought that you and him had been living in some kind of penthouse downtown or something.
If we had been running a large company together, I'm sure that would be the case. But this company isn't that large yet. We were just making enough to afford to live in a decent apartment downtown is all. No way we were going to afford some penthouse. So I really wonder where the jobless Zeke is taking you to right now. He was never able to live in anything like a mansion back when he had a job running a company.
What the hell? I'm scared right now, Arya. Where the hell is he taking me right now? We should be going to a mansion right now to finish off this lovely cake, right? Starting tomorrow, I should be living the life of a celebrity, right?
Oh, look at you getting all excited and worked up at the same time. Now you have a wonderful time with your new husband.
You've really done it this time, telling Penelope about how I'm unemployed right now. Because of that, she started to yell at me while we were driving to let her out of my car.
The only problem I see here is that you were hiding all of that from your new wife that you only just got married to. So tell me, where were you planning to take her away to? She was told that you were taking her to this massive mansion you bought for her. No matter how I tried to think about it, there's no way you could afford a place like that.
I was taking her to my parents' house. After having to try and calm her down while driving another hour, we finally arrived here.
Huh? You took her to your parents' house?
I wasn't lying about anything to her. Look, my parents happen to have a rather large house. Because of how large it is, most of the people in this town like to call it the mansion on Jefferson Street.
Even if it's not completely a lie, there is still no way things are going to work out for you. You had been telling her that the two of you would be moving into a mansion, yet it's turned out to be her new in-laws' house. You both only just got married, so no matter how hard you try and stretch things, in her eyes, I'm not sure she's wanting to live with her in-laws yet.
We would only have to be living with my parents for a little while. Just a little while. Look, I have a few things I need to fix in my life, and that requires my parents to be around to support me. That's why I brought her here, to live for a little bit.
And what did Penelope say to an excuse like that? She thought you were a CEO, yet you have no job. And she thought you were taking her to a mansion to live together in, but it's turned out to be her in-laws' house. I'm sure she's livid right now, huh?
About that one, Aria. Look, I know you might be feeling upset still, after being stabbed in the back by the both of us, but right now she's very happy with the way things have turned out.
What?
Look, at first she was pretty pissed saying that I'd lied to her, but after explaining everything to her, she became very happy. That when she learned that my parents' house is really this big, she started to go on about how this house and the land are all hers. Started to ask me just how much money the both of my parents would be passing on to her when they die. Seeing her get all excited like that made my heart skip a few beats, actually. Also, after explaining to her what my next job would be, she almost passed out due to joy.
Oh, so you've already decided where you'll be working next?
I have. Right after you had me fired from your company, my friend hit me up asking if I wanted to work for him. He's in need of some help right now, so I'll be the perfect option for his company.
That's amazing, Zeke. Now that you'll be getting another job here soon, you can finally pay me the settlements I've been asking you and Penelope for. I have been waiting for so long now, and I'm getting very impatient with the both of you.
Don't get so worked up over it. Look, once I become the next director there, I'll give you whatever you've asked us for. Look, honestly, I'll give you double what you've asked for since I kept you waiting.
Well, that would be wonderful. I guess you really have found yourself a well-paying job.
Well, this is the kind of income a director like myself is expected to be making after all. Next month, I'll be joining my friend in his company, and there'll be a ceremony held for me joining as the new director. Then I'll be helping my friend grow his company with him, and making even more than I was before with you. Then I can take Penelope with me, and we can move into the mansion I promised her. I'll have the dream mansion she's been wanting for so long built just the way she wants it.
That would make her so happy, wouldn't it?
Once I have the new mansion built and we moved in, I'll invite you to the housewarming party as well. I'll show you the loser that you are, just how happy my new wife and I are living in such a modern and gorgeous mansion.
Hey, listen to this. The place that Zeke ended up taking me to happens to be his parents' house.
I heard all about that from him yesterday. I thought you were going to be pissed off with him, but you actually turned out to be really happy.
Well, at first I was shocked at what was going on, but when I found out that both the house and the land would be mine, I forgave him. I never thought that Zeke was going to be the successor of two very rich parents and would be getting all of this to himself. Also, it so happens that his parents have a lot of other assets that we'll be given access to after they are gone. After seeing just how much money there is in all of this, I don't mind spending a little time living together with his parents after all.
How much money there is? You've been looking at all the things his parents have and their values? Great job.
Are you getting all jealous of me now or something? I don't care how much all of this hurts you, because I'm the one who ended up with everything here.
Huh?
Really sucks to be you, Arya. Not only does this husband of mine love me so much more than he ever loved you, but he's willing to let me have everything his parents leave behind. Oh, who cares that you happen to run some small little company like that? Compared to all the money and assets my husband and I will be getting, you are nothing. And your company is nothing.
You're calling my very important company nothing now?
Don't try and act all tough just because you're a CEO. Compared to you, I've come out above you by miles. I mean, I happen to have a husband that will soon be a very high-up director and has all of these things just waiting around to become mine.
All of those things will soon become mine, you mean?
What?
I was just sitting here quietly waiting to see just how far you were going to take things. But I told you yesterday to take a really good look at reality, right? Yet you still haven't settled down to do so, and are only making yourself look like even more of an idiot. Could that cake you had yesterday been a little too much sugar for you?
Hey, what the hell do you mean all of this will be yours? Stop saying such BS right now.
I'm just speaking the truth is all.
No way that could be true. Why the hell would all the things his parents own become yours? You are his ex-wife and have nothing to do with him now. All you are is a stranger. So how would you ever get any of the things his parents own?
I'm getting all of those things because that's the promise we made.
The promise you made?
Are either of Zeke's parents around you right now?
Right now they are out in the living room taking over some things. They asked me to come and join them because it's about something important.
Then maybe you should go and join them in that discussion. I'm sure that right now Zeke is being told the reality of the situation and what will be happening from here on out. A lot of it has to be about how I'm the owner of that house and its land.
Huh? Did you just say you're the owner of this house?
Now you go and listen in on the details from your in-laws, please. I have a lot of work going on today, so I have to get going.
What is all this about, Arya? You own both my parents' house and the land the house is on. I won't allow that to be the case.
Whether or not you'll allow it, the documents hold the truth. And the truth is, I own them both. As your parents have already told you, they both wanted me to own the house and its land. I was asking them to find a way to get their son to pay me the settlement I was asking for. And they came to me saying that they were sorry for what you had done and offered their house and everything to me.
I heard about that from them, but I had no reason to believe all that. I never thought that my parents would give up the rights to their house and everything. They never said anything about something like that going on. And from what else I've heard, when buying their house, they relied on you to do all the accounting. They even had you taking out the loan for them in order to afford that place. Why did you never tell me anything about all of that? Why did they never tell me?
I'm sure it had something to do with their pride as your parents. They even told me to keep all that had been going on a secret from you. They understood that if you found out about what had been going on, you would most likely get upset with them.
No way.
I knew that as your wife, it wasn't good to keep secrets from you such as that. But considering it was your parents asking me to not tell you, I couldn't say no. And they were the ones I was getting business from, as I was their accountant. So I definitely wouldn't want to lose their trust.
With the way things are going, I'm not going to get anything from them. Look, if I'm able to get you the money you've been asking for, then you'll give them back that house and the land, right?
Well, of course. I'm just holding on to the house right now as a way of making sure I have some sort of value coming from you guys. Although, if you don't get that money to me soon, I will keep this house and all for good, and will most likely sell it for more than I'm asking for in the settlement. So as long as you pay me the amount that I've asked for these next few months, then I promise you all that you'll get the house back.
Really?
But you will be able to get all that money that I've asked from you on time this time, right? From what I've seen already out of you, I'm not sure you will be able to. But what do you think? Will you be all right?
What? What do you mean you're not sure about me paying you back?
Have you been listening to anything your parents have said to you? They told you about how much I've been asking for from you on top of the settlement, right? Back when they took out that loan through me for the house, they were never able to pay it all back to me. And so I told them during our divorce just to have you pay the remainder back to me in the settlement. But you never paid me anything. And so they have been begging me to allow an extension on when I want the money. But I've already told them it's not going to happen now.
What? I never knew about that either. No, I just thought I was having to pay you the original settlement and that was all.
Well, that's not at all the case here. But it's starting to sound more and more like I'll be getting to keep this house and land that I've acquired, right? I would much rather have the money I asked for, but if I'm able to time things out just right, I could sell the house and land for even more than I was asking you all for.
No, hold on a second. Whenever I talked with my parents about their new place, they always told me they had everything under control and had it all paid off. They lied to me. And when I asked them about who they got the loan through, they just lied to me and told me some local bank.
I hope you're not getting too upset with your parents right now.
I'm going to talk with my parents right now.
Oh, what should I do? Aria? I was just calling to go and see Zeke a second ago. He told me that from here on out we're going to have to live here with his parents. Forever.
What? But didn't he say he only planned to stay with them for a little bit before his new job?
He says that things aren't going so well for his parents now, so we're all going to have to live together. He also told me about how his parents made some mistakes when buying this place, and that's made things even worse for us. After asking him how much money we needed to get out of this mess, he told me far more than even his salary will be able to pay. He then told me about how your parents were trying to get this house sold by renovating it and all that, but nobody would take it off their hands. So now, in order to help them with their losses and for us to still have a place to live, we're going to have to live here, with them, and to hand our money over.
Oh my. I thought after hearing something like that you would have made a run for the hills to escape Zeke and his family. But you are being one very special wife by sticking by his side in order to support him in his family's time of need. I'm sure he's still very worried, though, about how things will play out. So make sure to take good care of him.
I'm the one freaking out right now, though. I was told that if you don't get the money you've asked for here soon, the house and the land will all be yours forever, right? There's no way the things that are all supposed to be mine have to go and be taken away by you.
Well, it's Zeke's parents' fault for not paying off all the money I was owed by them. So would you stop whining about all of that to me when you should be talking with them right now?
Huh?
Also, it doesn't really matter to me anymore that they didn't pay me everything back, as they left that to their son to do in the divorce. I mean, the plan was to have him take all their things from them after they died, including their debt. So, on top of the settlements I'm still owed, he should be paying me the remainder of whatever his parents forgot about. Luckily, Zeke will be able to pay all of that to me, right? I mean, he's going to work for his friend now as a director and will be making massive amounts of money. He'll be able to take care of everything for both you and his parents without even having to break a sweat, right? But remember, there is a deadline to all of that, so he'd better make it quick.
What do you mean he'll be a director at his friend's company? All of that vanished and he's not going to become anything now. He lied about all of that to me, so he's still going to be an unemployed jerk.
Are you serious?
It's not that he lied, but the guy he called his friend stabbed him in the back, even though he was the one that asked for Zeke to join him in the first place. That guy is the real liar in this situation. He won't let Zeke come and join the company anymore. He said some stupid crap about how he thought Zeke had experience running a company, but that he was wrong. He then followed that by saying Zeke must have just helped run your company in practice, because in reality he had no clue what he was doing.
Wow. Poor old Zeke.
There's no way someone could do that to their friend. I was so happy to see my husband becoming a director. I needed him to become one in order to get us out of this situation.
I'm sure you did. You have been so worried about paying off your in-laws' debt to me as well as getting this house and land back that I received from them in exchange. And like I've been saying time and time again, you guys will also have to pay me that settlement I've been asking again and again for. You have so many things to be worried about now.
I know that! Everything is going to hell here! We need money right now more than ever. Right now they are trying so hard to get any bit of money they can. They've started to sell all their antiques. And those expensive things that are supposed to become mine in the future are all going away. And they aren't even handing any of the money they get for them to me, instead using it to pay off all the smaller debts they've had. I'm not getting a single penny out of any of this.
Hold on now. Those guys have been in debt to others besides just myself?
That's right. Zeke's parents have borrowed money from all kinds of people in order to try and make their lives better. But now that they need to start paying all of that money back, they have been selling literally everything.
Wow. I can't believe it. Then how are things going for them right now? Are they going to be able to avoid being hit by higher interest rates and things like that?
Not at all. They can barely make enough money right now to pay off anything. And pretty soon here they will have no more momentum. There is no way this family is making it out of here alive. I can already tell what the end will look like. This family and everything they have with them will fail!
Whew, you poor thing. Especially when the people you just became family to are trying too hard to keep their heads above water right now.
Hey, please, Arya. I want to get away from Zeke and his family as soon as possible. Would you come and get me from here? I need your help getting me out of here.
What? You can't just run away from all your problems like that. You happen to be part of that family now. Your husband is trying so hard right now to make things work, so you have to be there to support him. Your job as his wife is to be by his side laughing and smiling for him, right?
With the way things are right now, I can't smile at all. Please, Arya, help me. If I can't get away from all of them now, I'm going to burn in hell just like them!
Well, as long as you go to hell along with them, you'll have someone to keep you company. It'll be the four of you, all paying for the sins you all committed. So now that you're aware of that, you all have the best of luck paying off your debts. For starters, maybe work on paying off the settlements you and Zeke owe me, please. Although Zeke and his parents tried their best, they weren't bringing in nearly enough money to pay off all the debt they were in. I myself was a little bit worried about if they'd ever pay me the settlement or not, but after a few months' worth of payments, I got all the money I wanted from those two. However, having already paid her part of the settlement, Penelope later started texting me asking to give back the money she gave me because things were even worse for her. I'm sure things really did get worse for her and everyone else, considering her husband was still jobless and both her in-laws still in debt. I would have loved to help her get out of such a pickle, but my heart can only be so loving, and so I did the only thing I could for her, and that was blocking her number. I did, however, end up giving them the house and land back, since I got the settlement I had asked for. But from what I heard out of other people's mouths, they were never able to pay off everything, and are no longer living in that house. Apparently, they ended up selling the house for half the amount it was worth. All while Penelope sat in the yard screaming her head off about how something like this was never supposed to happen. As of right now, that very unfortunate family of four is living in a studio apartment, having to sleep alone on the hard floor together like a can of sardines.
Good morning, Lori. So, today's finally the big day, huh? I bet you're so excited. How about this weather, though? There's a pleasant breeze blowing, not a cloud in the sky. This is the perfect weather for a wedding. Right? It's absolutely gorgeous outside today. The forecast earlier this week said it was going to rain, so I got concerned, but it looks like we're in the clear. Oh, thank goodness. Are you on your way to the cathedral now? Actually, I'm already here. I arrived a little bit ago, and I just got into the changing room. Cool. And what about George? Oh, last night his friends threw him some big blowout bachelor party. He's been looking forward to it for a long time. Apparently some of his old friends from high school are flying halfway across the country to come. They booked a hotel in the city for the night, and George said he would head straight from the hotel to the cathedral. So, yeah, now I'm just waiting for him to arrive. Ooh, a bachelor party. Did you ever see that one movie? You know, where they wake up the day after the bachelor party and can't remember anything. Then they have to haul it over to the wedding venue before the ceremony starts. Yeah, but don't worry, I texted him earlier and he said he was awake, so looks like we're in the clear. Oh, so he texted you, huh? I'm surprised he had time for that. Yeah, I guess he must have taken a minute to give me a courtesy text while he was getting ready to go. Uh-huh, right. So, you didn't ask him anything? No, I didn't. I assumed he was busy enough getting ready, so I figured everything I wanted to ask him about could wait until he got to the chapel. Like, what should I have asked him? Oh, you know, the basic stuff. Like, where he is right now. Whether he's really going to come to the chapel or not. I told you, Tommy, you don't need to worry. He didn't wake up in an abandoned warehouse missing a kidney or anything. Everything's going to be just fine. Yeah, you're right about that, for sure. Everything is going to be just fine. For me, anyway. Tommy, you're acting kind of weird. Sorry. I just wanted to say thank you, Lori. I mean, if it weren't for you, I wouldn't have been able to get married. Plus, I finally get to quit that godforsaken company I was working for. It felt so satisfying when I slammed my resignation on my creepy old boss's desk. Like, bam, eat that, Baldy. Tommy, what are you talking about? You really don't get it, do you? I know you've been really looking forward to your wedding, but unfortunately, it's not gonna happen. Your precious little groom isn't gonna be late. He's not coming at all. Tommy, you're scaring me. What's going on with you? Would you like to know where your fiancé is, Lori? Because I know. He's with me. And he's telling me that he doesn't feel much like going to your wedding today. And no, he doesn't want to reschedule. He doesn't want to marry you anymore. What? Do you remember the marriage certificate application that you signed and gave to George? Yeah, I had him taking care of that since he has a less rigid schedule than me. The office where you turn those in is only open for part of the day that I have to be at work. If there was a way for me to get away from the office for an hour or so, I would have done it, but I've been too busy. I don't think they're going to accept it anymore. Why not? Because I watched him rip it into shreds right in front of me. We got super drunk last night. He started shouting, "I'm tired of being tied down to that boring woman." And then he pulled that application out of his bag, ripped it up, and shouted, he felt tied down to me? I don't understand. How can you not understand? He wanted to get rid of you, so he did. It's not all your fault. It was just bad timing. George and me are soulmates. We were always meant to be together. Unfortunately, he ended up meeting you first. Sure, he might have been engaged to you, but deep down, I was always the one he really wanted to be with. Tommy, I know you always were one for practical jokes, but this is going way too far. This is my wedding day, and you're telling me this insane story about stealing my fiancé from me? That's ridiculous. The first time the two of you ever met was when I brought him to the house to meet our parents after we got engaged. Oh, trust me, I remember that. I'll never forget the way our eyes met for the first time. We both knew at that very moment that we were meant for each other. So we traded phone numbers and started talking to each other. While you were super busy putting your wedding together, me and George were just getting busy. Knock it off, Tommy, you're hurting me. You still don't believe me? Here's a picture we took together while you were out of town for the weekend for work. No, this can't be. George really was cheating on me? With you? I'm sorry about all this, Lori, I really am. Well, maybe not that sorry, but you and George were all wrong for each other. If you had actually gotten married, it would have ended in tragedy either way. I'm just rescuing him from a fate worse than death. You? Oh, and don't bother trying to stop us, we're already married. As of this morning, I am legally George's wife. You got married to my fiancé on our wedding day? It was our wedding day, not your wedding day. Anyway, I think we're gonna disappear for a while. With George's job, all he needs is a computer, and he can do it from anywhere he wants. Plus, he runs the company, so he gets to make the rules. So we're moving to a place far away where you can't interfere with our love. Hold it right there, Tommy. This is too crazy to be true. You're really having an affair with my fiancé? He's really not coming today? We're really not gonna get married anymore? Looks like you finally caught up with the class, Lori. Yes, yes, and yes, you get 100. I don't believe this. You've picked the most evil way possible to break this news to me. And you're moving? You can't do that. You owe me a proper explanation. And not just me, you owe both our parents and George's parents an explanation. What's there to explain? Do you want to know what we were doing last night or something? Because that's definitely not a PG-rated conversation. You sure you want all the steamy detail? You know that's not what I'm talking about. We need to talk about the wedding, our future, the engagement ring. There are 1,000,001 important things for us to discuss. This is not like two college students dating for a few months and then breaking up. We had plans. We built our lives around each other. That sounds like a total pain. Like, me and George are about to embark on the biggest adventure of our lives. Can't you guys just say congratulations and let us be on our way? No, I will not congratulate the two of you for betraying me. You can't just drop this nuclear bomb on me the day of the wedding. You are such a buzzkill, Lori, you know that? George sure had the right idea. He lied to you about the bachelor party. There was never going to be one. Instead, he spent the better part of last night getting ready for the big move. So don't bother rushing over to his house to catch him before he leaves. By the time you get there, it won't be anything but an empty husk. So you're serious then? You're really just gonna run away like this? Without taking a single piece of responsibility for anything you've done? Yep! Thank you so much for everything, Lori. I met the man of my dreams thanks to you. Oh, and George asked me to give you his thanks too. If you hadn't made him briefly fall in love with you, then he never would have found his true love. You can take care of all the cancellations and stuff for the wedding, right? Because neither of us is gonna do it. And with that, farewell, dear sister. Adieu. Don't you dare put down your phone. I need to talk to George directly. I keep calling him, but my calls never go through. Unbelievable. You blocked my number, didn't you?
Girl, how you been? Did you miss me? Do you even remember me? Nah, I bet you'll never forget me for as long as you live, even if you wanted to.
Well, well, well. If it isn't the single biggest mistake I ever made. To what do I owe the pleasure of this sudden text after 3 years of silence? I mean, you had my number blocked. I don't want to get my hopes up, but are you by any chance a mugger who just unalived the person you stole this phone from? If so, that would be the best news I've gotten in a long time.
Good grief, you mean to tell me it's been 3 years, but you're still sore about that whole wedding thing? You sure can't hold a grudge. You better do something about that negative attitude or else your man's gonna leave you. Oh wait, I was your man and I did leave you.
Is this the reason you unblocked my number after 3 years, just to taunt me some more? If that's the case, then I've got way better things to do with my time.
Hey, keep your skirt on, yeesh. Actually, I got 2 matters of business for you today, an announcement and a question.
Well, make them quick.
Yes, ma'am. First order of business, drum roll, please. Tommy is pregnant. We're gonna have our first child.
I see.
I see? Is that all you got to say? No congratulations? No, I'm so happy for you?
I shouldn't have to explain to you why I won't be congratulating you for your marriage or your pregnancy anytime soon, so don't hold your breath.
Yeah, you got a point.
Why are you telling me about this when you know I don't care?
So, my business was absolutely booming until the first quarter of this year. Ever since then, sales have been dropping precipitously. This month was so bad that it finally forced me to do something I've been working hard to avoid. I'm gonna have to declare bankruptcy and shut down the company. This decision was, in a word, poorly timed. It all happened around the same time we found out Lori was pregnant. Kids cost a bunch of money to take care of, and so now we're looking to cut down on as many unnecessary expenditures as possible.
So again, what does this have to do with me?
I'm getting there. Geez, you're impatient. This brings me to my second order of business. We're gonna move in with your parents to save on rent.
1, that's not a question. 2, are you drunk? Did you just forget about what you did to me 3 years ago?
Well, I was thinking about asking if it'd be okay for us to move in with him, but then I decided I didn't want or need your permission. And anyway, what would be the problem? Tommy's their daughter, too. And I know your parents are going to want to meet their first grandchild, so I thought I'd do them the favor of allowing them to live together with my kid. Aren't I generous?
So you're using your child in an emotional blackmail scheme to get my parents to let you live with them? And not to mention without making you pay any rent?
I told you kids cost money and I ain't got none.
Well, congratulations, George. You are officially the dumbest, most selfish, least sensitive person I have ever met. The two of you completely vanished into thin air 3 years ago after announcing your affair on the day of our wedding. And now that you have a kid and need money, you show up on our doorstep and beg for help?
I'm a resourceful guy. If I've got a resource, I'm gonna make use of it. That includes having relatives with money. So you're still living with your parents, right?
Well, yeah, I am living in the same house as them right now.
Well, not for much longer. We're gonna move in with your folks and have a good old-fashioned multi-generational home. It's gonna be great with all 5 of us under one roof. Me, Tommy, your mom and dad, and...
And me?
No, not you. Our baby. You're gonna have to pack up your stuff and go live somewhere else from now on.
Oh? And what reason would I have to do something like that?
Well, I mean, think about it. It's pretty straightforward, really. Would you really want to live in the same house as the guy who you used to be engaged to? It'd be crazy awkward every single day.
You cheated on me with my sister, broke up with me on the day of our wedding, vanished without a trace for 3 years, and now you're back and demanding that I move out of my own house? I have to hand it to you, George, you are really working hard to earn that biggest douche in the universe award.
Look, the thing is we need money. Plus, we'll need someone else to help us out with a baby when we get bored of dealing with it, and that's when your parents come in.
It's truly fascinating to see you become more and more comically evil with each text. I think the most confusing thing for me right now, though, is why in God's name did I ever agree to marry you in the first place? If you're really that hard up for money, why don't you impose yourself on your parents first?
Nope, that's out of the question.
Because you already forced them to bail you out from paying the cancellation fees for the wedding?
Oh, so you knew about that. Why'd you suggest I see my parents then?
I'm done with this pointless conversation. I'm not moving, for you or anyone else. Our relationship ended 3 years ago, so never contact me again.
You're serious? You're really still mad I cheated on you? Or is this because you're still in love with me after all these years? Sorry, Lori, but I'm a married man now. My wife's pregnant. I can't go fooling around with other women. Not anymore, anyway.
Hey there, Lori. Long time no see. God, I feel like it's almost been 3 years. So I think George already told you this, but our love has finally taken on a human form. We've been blessed with the gift of life. I am pregnant. I knew I should have gotten a new phone number. So yeah, it's just like George told you. We're gonna move in with Mom and Dad, and you're gonna move out. Did you finish packing your stuff yet? I very explicitly told George that I am not moving. Sorry, Lori, but that's not an option. We've already loaded our stuff into the moving truck we rented and are on our way over there right now. So get your stuff together and get out of Mom and Dad's house before we arrive. You want me out of Mom and Dad's house? It's not just us, dummy. Obviously, Mom and Dad would rather live with their first grandchild than you. You're single, childless, and hopeless, and I don't want your negativity impacting my baby's life. I can't get out of Mom and Dad's house. I'm already out. I'm living on the West Coast with my husband. You're such a bad liar. You can quit making up stories because nothing you say is going to get this moving truck to turn around. I'm not lying. I moved to the West Coast with my husband. Wait, you moved? Is there a problem with that? What, did you think I was going to let my sister and fiance's betrayal hold me back forever? But, well, this is the first I'm hearing of this. How do you expect me to tell you anything if you blocked my number? I had no way of contacting you for the last 3 years. wait, you're living on the West Coast? So you're not on the East Coast anymore? But that doesn't make sense. George told me you were living with your parents. But your parents live on the East Coast. What's going on? I was telling the truth. They are living with us right now. I'm on the West Coast in my new house with my husband and our parents. What? Why? I hate to have to rain on your parade like this, Tommy, but your baby won't be Mom and Dad's first grandchild. I already beat you to the punch. I'm due to give birth this month. You're pregnant? And your baby is due this month? Not baby, babies. I'm having twins. Twins? I'm still relatively new in the area, so I'm not familiar with any of the hospitals or doctors. So I was actually thinking about moving back over there for a while to give birth and have Mom help me out with the baby. But it turns out Mom and Dad were planning on selling their house anyway. So we talked to them and they decided to move out here to be with us. They sold their house? What is going on over there? Why are you guys making all these big decisions without telling me? You blocked us, remember? So anyway, Mom and Dad moved in with us last month. They're going to live with us for the time being, just until they can find a good plot of land and build a new house of their own. We're having a lot of fun having them here, though. We'll be sad to see them go. Where's their new house? Nowhere yet. They still haven't even bought any land yet. I literally just told you. How'd you miss that? Oh no, so they don't have a house right now? Then where are we supposed to go to? We got everything ready to move in with Mom and Dad. We're having the movers send all our stuff to Mom and Dad's house. You'll have to figure that out for yourselves. You got yourselves into this mess, so get yourselves out. Hand the phone to Mom or Dad right now. I need to talk to them. Sorry, Tommy, no can do. Neither Mom or Dad ever want to talk to you again. Why? Do you really need me to explain it all again? You know perfectly well how much trouble you caused for our family, and you didn't even stick around to take responsibility for it. Let me ask you this way. What made you think Mom and Dad would let you move in with them in the first place? But I'm pregnant. I'm going to give birth to their grandchild. They're going to have 2 grandchildren within the next 2 weeks. My twins, remember? Oh no, this is terrible. We already terminated the lease on our old apartment. What are we going to do with all this stuff? Where are we going to put it? Mom and Dad sold their house, and you're all on the complete opposite side of the country. What do you want me to do about it from over here? You said it yourself. We're not even in the same state. I can't help you. No, it wasn't supposed to happen this way. We had enough problems already with George's company failing. We completely ran out of money. We didn't even have enough to make the last rent payment. All right, give me a second. Okay, there you go. I just messaged someone that I think might be able to help you. What? Who did you message? Your baby's grandparent. You mean Mom and Dad? Why'd you do that? They said they'll be right over. What? They can't be right over. You guys are on the opposite side of the country. Didn't you say they were living with you? Not to worry, Lori. They just so happened to be visiting a relative in town today. It's only about 3 blocks away. They'll be there any second now. Awesome! Well, thank you so much, Lori. You're a lifesaver. You're on your own from here on out, though. Your baby didn't choose you as his or her parents, so make sure you do what's right by them. You're not going to be able to just up and run away from your problems anymore. You're going to have to be a big girl now. I can be a big girl. Oh, and one more thing. I am absolutely exhausted from having to deal with you these past several days, so I'm disowning you. You're dead to me now. Never contact me again. Huh? I'm going to be living over here for the foreseeable future. So I don't think I'd be running into you all that often anyway. Ugh, whatever. As long as Mom and Dad are here, I'll be fine. I don't really need you anymore. And even if I did, I know I can't rely on you anymore. So thanks for everything. Enjoy your life, loser. What's going on, Lori? What are George's parents doing here? Where are Mom and Dad? What are you talking about? You and George are married now, right? That means his mom and dad are your mom and dad. In-law, to be precise. You mean the people you said you thought could help us? You messaged George's parents? They've been looking for the two of you for a long, long time, so I thought I'd let them know exactly where they can find you. It was perfect timing for them, though, being in town right when you guys were planning to force yourselves on Mom and Dad. This can't be happening. How could you do this to me? You have just destroyed our lives. What makes you say that? His parents are super understanding and reasonable people. You can rely on them. We already had to deal with George's vanishing income, and now we have to take responsibility for that stupid thing 3 years ago? They said they had to cover the cost of your wedding, and now they want us to pay it back. Duh, what were you expecting? Since you guys played Houdini on our wedding day, George's parents ended up taking full responsibility for the cost of the wedding. And now that they've found you, they want you to pay them back for the money you cost them. I don't see what you're so upset about. We don't have any money. That's not my problem, and it's not George's parents' problem. But they're telling us we owe them a ridiculous amount of money. You guys went and spent this much on a wedding? Who do you think you are, Kim Kardashian? That's not just for the wedding. Only part of that is the cost of the wedding venue, which we had to pay the full amount for because we canceled on the day of the wedding. There's also the flight tickets and hotel bills for the people who had to come in from out of town to be there. We weren't just going to leave them high and dry after spending hundreds of dollars to come to a wedding that never happened. And all the expenses should be detailed on the invoice you have. I would never have come home if I knew this was going to happen. I thought you said you could be a big girl. It's time to take responsibility, Tommy. Pay George's parents what you owe them and stay the hell out of my life. But what about our mom and dad? Didn't they care about their grandchild? I actually have a message from them about that. They wanted me to tell you that the only way they'll support the baby is if they can guarantee that you won't benefit at all. If you let them legally adopt the baby from you, they'll raise him or her like their own. You can't be serious. They want me to give up my own baby? It would be what's best for the child, after all. We don't view you as a part of this family anymore. If you want help, then you're going to have to go to George's parents. But I am your family! Not anymore, you're not. You burned your chance at ever having a normal relationship with us ever again 3 years ago. And since George's parents agreed to let you live with them, it seems to me like all your problems are solved. What do you need us for anyway? I don't want to live with them. They're super duper strict. I know, right? It's so bizarre how a loser like George could possibly come out of a house run by strict disciplinarians like them. But they said we have to pay them back first. Then I guess you better get yourselves some jobs, huh? Both of us? Are you telling me I have to work too? It's either that or you become homeless. Your choice. I wanted to be a housewife, though. Look, can I go now? I don't have any time to watch you have a mental breakdown. It might be 8 a.m. over there, but it's 4 a.m. over here, and I'd like to go back to bed. I'm gonna need to get all the sleep I can in order to take care of this baby. You can't go to sleep at a time like this. I need you. You have to help me find somewhere to live. Good night, Tommy. Or good morning. I don't know. I'm going back to sleep. I know I probably don't need to worry about you coming around here since we're on the opposite side of the country and you don't know our address, but I'm still going to block your number just in case. Have fun with George's parents. I already blocked George after the previous night's conversation, so I blocked Tommy's number next, then deleted both of their contact info from my phone and went back to sleep. I called George's parents a while later to see how things were going. With nowhere else to go, Tommy and George had no choice but to move in with them. They're both being forced to work 2 part-time jobs to make sure they put in a full 40 hours a week. George's parents have complete control over their finances. Every time a paycheck comes in, they first subtract some for rent, some for living expenses, and some to pay back the money they owe from the wedding. They're kind enough to hand over the rest to them for spending money, if there's anything left. There usually isn't. They still owe a massive amount of money, so it looks like they're going to have to deal with this kind of lifestyle for quite a long time. At this rate, I think they'll have it all paid off by the time they're 60.
Excuse me, Lillian. Why is my lunch not set at the table yet? You're still at home, aren't you? Where are you? Sorry, I'm not feeling so good. I'm in the bathroom. But there are some pre-made dishes in the freezer. You mean I need to prepare them myself? Ridiculous. Still better than your dirty hands touching my food. I'm really sorry. Since I woke up this morning, I'm feeling very nauseous. That's no excuse. Just because you feel under the weather, you're going to do your job as usual, right? I need you to put some money on the house. Can we have takeout for dinner this evening? I'll bring them home right after my shift. What? More sickness appeal? You're still young. Stop making excuses. I'll let you decide on the menu. But no cutting corners. And don't be late. I won't. And also... What now? Nothing. Nothing? You can't even finish a sentence? You married my son 2 years ago, and you still are no use. You won't even give me a grandchild. Sam could have picked a better bride, but no. We're stuck with you when my poor son is away on a business trip. Sam is in great demand. He's a really good engineer. Right. You two met at work. Yes, though I quit after we got married. Then cherish your husband and his parents. Of course I do. You, Sam and his little brother, and your late husband. You are all my family too. Is that so? I won't consider you mine until I hold my grandchild in my arms. Please don't be this way. I worked very hard for this family. So much I can't sleep regular hours. You're young. A little insomnia won't hurt. Isn't it time you go do your job? At this rate, you won't have time to even eat lunch. Go out and make some money. Lillian, sorry to disturb you at work. I'm going on a trip for a few days with a friend next week, so I'm counting on you to keep the house clean. A trip? Good for you. Don't slack on the house chores while I'm gone, and walk the dog twice a day for me. Okay? I'll ask you for more details when I get back from work. For details? You just need to tend the house for me. Oh, and I'm taking out money for my trip from your account. What? My account? You don't have any children to spend it on, and Sam is working full-time. Your earnings don't mean much anyways. You don't mind me to use it for my benefit. Thanks. Hi, Lillian. Thanks for funding the trip. I'm on my way home right now. I brought back some souvenirs. Pretty sure I got you something too. Lillian? Hello? Sorry, my hands have gone numb and I can't type well. I'm sweating all over as well. Do you think it's just menopause? You're only 29 years old. You can't have menopause before 30. It's just laziness. Get a grip of yourself. We need you to be in tip-top shape. I don't think I can. Don't whine. Walk the dog at 5 in the morning and 7 in the evening. Breakfast at 7 a.m. Finish house chores by noon and go back to your part-time job. First thing in the afternoon. After that, shop for groceries and cook dinner. It's not that hard. I'm sorry. I'm not that efficient at things. It's becoming harder every day. I can't sleep even though I'm so tired. You're still young. Don't be such a ninny. Your inefficiency is because of your lack of experience. I'll see you in a few days. Okay. Have fun. Lillian, where are you? I'm back from my trip. Won't you come out and greet me at the door? It's not time for your shift yet. Are you seriously not answering me? Where are you? Aren't you inside the house? Where's my lunch? Hurry up and come.
My daughter died.
What? What are you talking about, Lillian? Stop fooling around. You don't want to make me mad.
Miss Daniels, this is Thomas, Lillian's father. I'm texting you from my daughter's phone.
Thomas?
Sam and his brother tried calling and texting you multiple times. You never got back to them.
Sure, I got a few calls. I'm sure it was nothing urgent.
If my child constantly calls me in such a short time, I would assume something has come up and call them back immediately.
What do you mean she died?
My daughter was cremated yesterday. Sam was the chief mourner at the service, so the ashes are still at your place.
Is it really Thomas I'm speaking to? This is too dark for a joke.
This isn't a joke. Lillian was found unconscious while cooking at your house. Sam was away on that business trip, so your other son called the ambulance.
She collapsed in my house? Why would that happen? A journal? I never knew that.
Sam was full of regret upon reading it. He couldn't save her from your slavery. He wasn't home most of the time, so he couldn't have known.
I'm sorry. I just got back, so I don't understand. What happened to her?
She had a stroke. I'll bring you the autopsy report in a few days.
All right. Oh, the house smells like death.
Sam must be near my daughter, so he'll fill you in on the details. Hello, Mrs. Daniels.
Thomas, thank you for coming by the house today.
I'm sorry we couldn't discuss matters. There were too many people around.
Yes, everyone turned up. I was unsure if my son would be able to represent the family at the memorial service, but we got through.
Mrs. Daniels, my daughter will have her vengeance.
What?
Your trip you went, my daughter was the one who funded, wasn't it? In addition to working and attending to the house, you have been constantly tormenting her. It's all written in her journal. Your son Sam cried in agony for not being able to protect her.
I was guiding her as her mother-in-law.
Your other son also testified that you've been hard on my daughter. Ever since your husband passed away last year, he tried to defend her every time he was present. But then you started to pick on my daughter while he was out working.
That's an overreaction. Yes, after my husband passed, I depended on Lillian more so than before.
Because there was no one to stop you. You tormented my daughter at your own will, criticizing her ways of houseworking, extorting her salary.
What? It wasn't like that.
Like what? Are you suggesting that it was even worse? These are all what your sons said about you.
Oh, what? My children told you?
And more.
It's all a misunderstanding. I was trying to guide her as her mother-in-law.
According to the doctors, my daughter died from overwork.
Is that true?
Yes, she had too much on her plate already, and her health deteriorated.
Looking back now, she has been complaining about feeling nauseous and such.
That was only the beginning, but you made her work even so. And she died. Where should I place my anger and sadness? Obviously to you, Miss Daniels.
What? Me? Where would you even get that idea?
You fool. My daughter is dead because of you.
That's a false accusation. I did not cause Lillian's death. I couldn't have. I am not at fault.
You won't even apologize. You seriously don't feel any guilt for what you have done?
My presence alone couldn't have resulted in her death. That's absurd. I didn't do anything wrong.
Can you say those words in front of my daughter's ashes?
Of course I can.
This is messed up. I just wanted you to apologize to Lillian. Fine then. I'll be the one to take action.
What action? Are you going to blab around the whole neighborhood about how I am a bad mother?
Don't you get it? I'm taking you to court.
What?
You shouldn't worry if you have nothing to be ashamed of. Sudden death from overwork. If you're not at fault, then who is?
She's been working her job too hard. She was too tired out to do chores around the house.
Even if that is so, you were the one who made her do all the work around the house after her shifts.
I didn't make her do anything. She insisted. So I let her at it.
That's not what she wrote in her journal, or what your sons said.
I'm not... Just think over this again, eh? We should have peace, not argue after Lillian's passing.
I want the truth to be out. I'm not changing my mind. You will hear from my lawyers.
Thomas, I've received an envelope today. What are these papers?
Ah, yes. Those are court documents. Make sure you read them before you show up for the trial.
I'm looking over it right now. Your name is nowhere on this paper.
Oh, the prosecutor is Sam.
What? My own son is prosecuting me?
We felt that the mourning husband would be fit, rather than the mourning parents who haven't seen their daughter in a while.
Then who should I turn to?
Not your other son. He's standing with us.
No way.
I've told you about taking you to court a long time ago. Of course, you have your lawyers ready.
I was planning to discuss matters with Sam when the time came, so I didn't think my sons would turn on me, be on the enemy side.
Don't hold a grudge against them. Both of them witnessed how my daughter suffered in your hands. It's understandable they wouldn't want to support their evil mother.
But disputing inside the family, I'm already uncomfortable living with them.
Why don't you move out then? I have an acquaintance in real estate. I may be able to introduce you to some cheaper houses. If you have a guarantor, that is.
There isn't one other than my sons. I'm sure they wouldn't help me out. They already cook and clean only for themselves. Even when I occasionally cook for them, they never touch the food.
Is that so?
Thomas, are you trying to tear my family apart?
You did this all on your own, starting with killing Lillian. I couldn't quite believe it when I found out. You were taking advantage of her salary. From now on, you go get a part-time job and understand how hard it is to earn a living.
Why would I start working at this age?
After the trial is over, Sam said he's kicking you out of the house. You still have the money your husband left you. You could use that as a startup.
Half of that money belongs to my children. There isn't much left of it.
Then you should start job searching. The inheritance would all go to compensation.
Compensation? Am I to pay my son?
That's right.
Ridiculous!
Just because you're his mother doesn't mean he doesn't deserve justice. He even said he would put you in hell himself if he could. How does it feel to be hated by your own son?
Hated? You put them up to it. They wouldn't betray me otherwise.
Mrs. Daniels, you have a lot waiting for you. Little weeds grow apace, they say.
I'll persuade Sam to drop the suit.
You think he would listen to you? He despises you. You had a hand in killing his wife.
If he didn't drop it, what would happen to me? I would be out on the streets.
You should find somewhere to live ASAP. Or become a homeless for all I care. Let's hope you get your pension early.
I'm not worrying about my pension.
Oh, but you should. Have you been paying your bills since your husband passed? You would have taken care of it while he was alive. You don't want to be in arrears with your taxes.
I've been having Sam take care of that.
Is he paying from his account? What kind of horrible mother are you? So that is why he said he won't be covering your bills anymore. Maybe that would be included in the compensation money.
Sam is nothing like that. He respects his mother.
He respects you enough that he's facing you in court. Wow, you really are blind. Why don't you move out before things get any more complicated?
No way! This is my husband's house.
But your son is the owner, is he not? He said that you accepted his inheritance money in return for property rights.
I'm still going to make him drop the charges. It's wrong for a child to prosecute their own mother. Thomas, do you have time to chat?
Oh, hello, Mrs. Daniels. Did you find your lawyer? Ours is an old acquaintance of Sam's from university. He's a vigorous fighter for justice.
You're making me look like the bad guy here.
You are the bad guy in this situation. Even your sons see from my perspective.
Is that why? No one is accepting to represent me. The ones who are willing to charge us too much in advance.
I see. But you can't be unrepresented by nobody at court. Find someone, will you?
I'm sorry. I had been a little hard on Lillian. I'll apologize. So please, can you tell Sam to drop all charges?
I don't want your apology. I want you to make good for what you did to my daughter.
If I apologize to your daughter at her grave, you'll let me off the hook?
Sam is the prosecutor in this case. Why don't you ask him?
He hasn't been answering any of my calls and blocked all my texts.
Then I guess he won't be considering dropping the charges. He won't stop until justice is served on a silver platter.
I can't believe my own son would do that to me. Thomas, you can talk to him. Make him rethink his options.
Did you forget? It was my idea to take you to court in the first place. I'm standing by Sam, whatever happens.
No, please. I do regret about all of this.
There's no use crying over spilt milk.
Please forgive me. I'm sorry.
In justice for Lillian and her husband's suffering, Mrs. Daniels paid Sam over $7,000. She left her house and moved into a really old public housing. She must have used up all of her inheritance in paying the compensation money. I heard she started working part-time, but not earning enough that she had lost a lot of weight. I hope she now understands how horrible it was to take away Lillian's earnings. Mrs. Daniels would turn 60, and I'll make sure that she would endure the suffering that my daughter went through. That is how we get our justice. Sam had an oath to not remarry ever again for Lillian's sake. I think he is still young and deserves happiness. I know that time would eventually heal the pain of her grief.
Hey, Josie, do you mind handing over your husband to me? He's definitely the type of man for me. Huh? I saw him yesterday at our reunion, and I saw that both you and him had come to see all your old classmates. You both came out of that really high-end car, right? Thank you for all the compliments. Right now, my husband is working for a car dealership and is the manager of the place. And he is a huge fan of custom cars, so he'll stay late a lot of the time doing all sorts of mods to his own car. I'll let him know that you think it looks very high-end. I'm not sure what all you mean by mods and things like that, but the car is very cool. It's amazing seeing such a cool and high-end car like that in this part of town where everyone's driving lame trucks all the time. And so, because of that, I'd like to have your husband. I'd really love to have a husband as cool as yours, and I'd love to be his wife. I thought the first time you said that it was just a compliment, but are you actually being serious right now? Saying that you want your friend's husband? You know I'm being serious about that, right? He is the #1 most wanted thing on my list. Seeing him get out of that cool-looking sports car with you really makes me want to tie the knot with him. Please don't say something as ridiculous as that, Nikki. Are you trying to show me that you still haven't gotten any better since the last time? Please hurry up and fix that behavior of yours, always asking for other people's things. It's not that I just want them, but that I physically yearn to have them. And now that I'm so jealous about him, I really can't get him out of my head. Now that I've started to remember everything again, in the past you always wanted things like my clothing and jewelry, right? I'd tell you no, but you'd keep coming back more and more aggressive about it. And in the end, I'd give in to you and just end up handing my things over. However, weeks later, I'd find you taking all the things you asked for from me and selling them online. For some reason, the moment I get a hold of what I want, I start to lose interest in it. I will want something with so much energy, but the moment I have it, I no longer care about it. And that's why you ended up throwing away my ex-boyfriend after taking him from me, right? And a month after learning all of that and no longer talking to you, you come back talking to me like nothing ever happened? And not just from you, but I got message after message from my ex asking for me to get back together with him. To be honest, my years in college really sucked because of you two. Oh, wow. Are you talking about what happened with you and Seth? Oh, that brings back some good old memories. Thanks for remembering that, Josie. I would never forget about something like that. He was the first boyfriend I had ever had then. Yet you made a huge deal about wanting my boyfriend from me and then stole him in the end. I thought telling you no that time would make you stop, but right when I thought everything was okay, he told me he was going out with you behind my back. Yet after wanting him so badly that you'd go through the effort of stealing him from me, you threw him away a month later. I loved it when you sent me that text a month later saying he was actually more boring of a man than you first thought. That was really funny of you. Well, I was being honest that he was super boring. Back when he was with you, he seemed a lot more fun and handsome. You always seemed to laugh and joke around together, and he seemed so into you. I really thought to myself that if I were able to date him, I'd be just as happy as you. But the moment I started going out with him, things were far from what I expected. He didn't even take me anywhere fun or expensive for dates and was just a complete stick in the sand. Well, then maybe it's time you stop trying to take other people's things expecting them to make you just as happy. Seriously, stop saying such idiotic things as you wanting my husband from me next, okay? Cut the crap and act your age, please. Learn that there is no reason for you to go out of your way asking for other people's things that you want, okay? You should only want the things that you truly want with your heart, and then get that thing with your own strength. Wanting someone else's things just because they love them so much has no meaning to it, and most likely won't make you any happier. I'm telling you that I only aim to get the things that I do want with all my heart. And it seems this time my heart really wants your husband from you. Are you kidding me? It's fine to want something that you think is going to be important to you, right? I've been wanting to get married for some time now, and your husband is important to me for achieving that. So that's why you should give him to me. This is getting nowhere with you, I see. I'm sorry, but can you stop talking to me from now on? If you find that things like what you've done and plan to do are totally ethical, then I don't think you and I can be friends.
Out of all the people you know, do you happen to know a Nikki who is saying they're your friend? For some reason, they have come to my office to see me.
What? There is this old friend of mine from back in college named Nikki, but are you talking about her?
Well, she keeps saying you both were in the same year during college, so I'd assume it's her. She's saying that she's here to buy a car for me, which is totally fine and all, but she thinks that since you're her friend, she could get one for $1,000.
Are you kidding me right now?
Right now, I have one of my employees handling her for me, but it seems she's getting a little troublesome for us here. She keeps yelling at everyone, saying that she's friends with the manager's wife, and that she should be allowed to see me. She's actually making a huge fit about it right now, saying that I need to come out there at once to see her, but I'm out of the office on my break right now. I'm sorry to ask this from you, but can you do something about her?
I'm so sorry, Richard. I do happen to know her, unfortunately, and I hope she's not causing too many issues for you. I feel really bad for whatever employee you asked to handle her.
I have to ask this again, but is she really from the same year as you in college? You were actually friends with someone as childish as her?
She might be an old classmate of mine, but we are no longer friends now, and honestly, never were. A lot of things happened, though, in school, and that made me cut things off with her. But at the most recent reunion we went to, I ran into her again. And even when we met then, she was being a freak about a bunch of things, and so I asked her to never contact me. And, well, now it seems she's brought herself to your place of work.
Is that right?
Well, for the time being, I'll handle all of this, so just leave it up to me. And you can stay out there taking your break while I deal with her, okay? I'll send you a text when things are all good. If I allow her to see you, things will only become worse for everyone, and I really don't want that.
Huh. What do you mean by that?
I believe that she's actually trying to get you more than that $1,000 deal on a car. I bet she'll try to get your number from you or something and use that as a way to start talking to you in private.
Why does she want my number? And why does she want to talk to me in private?
She told me after the class reunion.
Oh?
She said that she's really into you and that she wants me to give you to her. That chick has always had this problem with wanting whatever others have, especially me. And with me, it wasn't just my clothes or my jewelry that she wanted, but my boyfriend as well. Back in college, there were so many times when I had to deal with her.
Really? She's that messed up of a friend from back in college? I guess the both of us ended up having some really crazy friends back in those days.
Huh? The both of us did?
Recently, I had myself that class reunion, right? Well, during that reunion, I got into it with that crazy guy. He kept asking me to lend him my favorite car for a day, so that he could take it out where he wanted to go. And even though I told him no at least 20 times that day, he's been messaging me asking for it still.
Telling someone no, only to have them continue asking more aggressively is just the worst, right? I guess the two of us will have to do our best to deal with these buffoons, all right? I'm going to get heading over to the dealership now and have a word with her about her behavior, okay? And let me just tell you once more to stay outside and let me handle everything. I don't want you coming back in until I tell you so. You really did a number on me, sending your own friend out of that place like that. I was going to buy a car from your husband for you and everything, yet you did me dirty. It's unbelievable that you'd throw out one of his valued customers like that. You're no customer of his asking that he sell you a car for something as ridiculously low as $1,000. And I know for a fact that you came there that day to get my husband for personal reasons, right? You probably thought you'd get him to come out and talk with you, and then have a chance at getting his number as well, right? I know everything that you want. Huh? How did you figure all of that out? Because you already told me a while back that you wanted him, and when you really do want something, you go all out. When we were in college, you made a huge deal about wanting my pen, and in order to get it from me, you broke the pen you had in your hands. And then cried about how you no longer had a pen that could write for you anymore, and that you needed to borrow a new one. You even told the professor that you just needed a pen for me for that one lecture. And so you took my bag from me and grabbed all my pens except one from in it. And never gave any of them back to me. I did something like that? I don't ever remember that. Even if you have no memory of what crap you were doing, I remember it all so well. Anyway, I don't want you talking to me anymore, please. And as for trying to get into my husband's dealership and making a fuss to see him, don't do it again. He would be more than happy to call the police next time and have you carried out of there for causing public disturbances. Huh? There's no way someone would call the police on one of their friends. You've really changed after getting married to him. The fact that you'd become this wild and scary towards someone who's pregnant is really beyond my understanding. Huh? You're pregnant? Right now, there is a very important baby living inside me. And the fact that you'd call the police on a pregnant woman like me is terrifying. So would you please stop it with that? If I gave a pre-birth due to all of that stress you caused me, what would you do? Hold on a second. Nikki, you're pregnant right now? Weren't you drinking loads of alcohol, though, at the class reunion we were all at just a little while back? And after that, I found out that I was pregnant. Of course, my body would choose that kind of timing, right? But who's to say it's bad timing for this, right? Now I'll be able to get what I want without it running away from me. When you say something like that, you're not implying that my husband is the father of that baby, right? Oh, well, that's exactly what I meant. Right now, I'm pregnant with your husband's child. I just had the pregnancy test taken a couple days ago, and that's how I learned I was pregnant. You're lying, right? There's no way that you could be pregnant with his baby, right? There is absolutely no way on the planet that you would have slept with my husband. Well, if you want proof that he did sleep with me, come take a look at my stomach. You understand that I can just never get myself to give up on things that I want, right? Right after you kicked me out of the dealership, I began to look up events and auto shows around here. You told me he loves his cars a whole bunch, so there was no way he wouldn't be at the shows I found. And when I went to one of them, bingo! I was able to find him that weekend at a car show, and I approached him. Really? He happens to have that really hot-looking sports car, so it wasn't hard for me to find where he was. I called out to him when I saw him get into his car, and he let me come right into the passenger seat with him without hesitation. He took me out of that event, and we went for a long drive together in the night. I don't think my husband would ever let another woman into the passenger seat of that car besides me. Well, it seems your husband was really looking for someone more my style, huh? All I had to do was act like I knew something about cars, and that got his heart to appear right in my grasp. He even said to my face that someone as sexy and knowledgeable about cars like me should be allowed to sit in his speedster. Thank goodness he was so open to me coming into his car like that, because he found out I really was his type of woman. What is going on with this super dramatic story of yours? Are you for sure that guy was my husband? We all know that he was your husband, and he took me into one of the mountains to stargaze on top of his car's hood. That was literally one of the best dates I've ever been on. You're telling me he fell for you so hard that he took you out to stargaze on top of his car? Your husband is already way more into me than he ever was into you. And the fact that he took care of me and my needs on the first night out just shows that. After all, the evidence of it is right in my belly waiting to come out someday. And so with that, I'd like you both to divorce really soon. I'm sure you don't want to make my baby grow up in a household where they will have no father to call their own, right? I seriously cannot get over the likes of you. You really did go to those lengths to try and get a hold of my husband and everything, huh? And you already know that I can never give up on getting what I want, right? I'll do anything and everything to get what I want, right? So you need to do what you've always done and just give up and hand him over to me. I'm already pregnant with your husband's kid before you could even get him to get you pregnant. I'm so sorry for stealing another man from you. That guy isn't even my husband, though. Huh? So you can go ahead and have him. I have no plans of divorcing my husband, so go right ahead and have a great time with that baby of yours. Now, hold on. What are you going on about now? What are you trying to say when you said he's not your husband? There's no way, right? Mitch is your husband, after all. Really? Because that's not my husband's name. Actually, I have zero clue who that is, Nikki. To think that you'd end up getting piped down by a guy that I've never even heard of before and letting him get you pregnant? Just, wow. That really sucks. Huh? My husband's name is Richard, by the way. So who the hell is this Mitch you're talking about? Excuse me, but the car that he was driving happened to be the same car that your husband was driving when he dropped you off at the reunion. I would never mistake the car your husband has for someone else's. I believe you when you say that the car you had ridden in was the car of my husband. But on that day, it seems my husband lent that car to a friend of his to take out for a ride. A friend? He loaned his car to one of his friends? It was one of his old friends from college that just wouldn't stop asking him to lend it to him for a day. So my husband gave in and lent him the car for one day as his friend had asked for and promised. So, with that being said, oh no, the man I called out to and asked to ride with wasn't your husband? He wasn't your husband at all, but rather his friend? That's what it looks like to me. The man that let you ride in the passenger seat of my husband's car just turned out to be his old buddy. Not the man I love with all my heart. What? I started to think that whole story you were telling me was really strange halfway through. Like my husband would never go out to a car show and act like that. I don't think I'd ever be married to a guy like that, so that whole story you told made me laugh. He's not like that? Saying something about you being so well informed on cars and being so sexy that you should ride in his car is never a thing my husband would say to a woman he doesn't know. If anything, my husband is the opposite of that. The only thing that makes him seem cool is the fact that he rides in a car like that. But besides the car, he'd never talk to someone like you have, especially not when he's in his favorite car. And taking you on a ride up the mountain to a stargazing spot just to lay on the hood and have sex is a no-go for him. He isn't even the kind of guy who knows about a spot like that. Well, you don't know about that. Maybe he just never takes you to spots like that. But when it came to a hot piece like me, he was more than excited to take me out there to make out. My husband would never take someone on a mountain for their first date to watch the stars. He cares far more about the car itself and would always take me out to the mountains to run the roads like a rally car. He drove so fast on those crazy roads out there that he made me vomit 3 times before we stopped. Are you serious? I could never see my husband taking someone out to watch stars from a mountain when there are too good of roads there for him to pass up. Now, I'm not going to say much else about this, so go ahead and talk with your Mitch guy about it. Right now, you're pregnant with another man's baby and not my husband's. This has to all be lies, right? I only went out with him because I thought he was your husband. I thought he was your husband, and that's why I let him make a baby in me. I don't need some baby with a man I know nothing about. So you have to have a baby with someone that you want to steal? Well, then that's totally fine. My husband is telling me that Mitch has a wife. What? He has a wife? My husband just told me that when I asked him about it. He said he does think that Mitch has his own wife already. So this should make you happy then, right? You're able to steal that guy from another unlucky or lucky woman, depending on how she views it. He does have a wife. Well, I'm taking him then. Hearing that he still does have another woman makes me feel a lot better again. You really are one of the worst women on this planet, Nikki. Well, I'll do my best to help you get that Mitch guy in any way I can. I'll help you get him and his wife to get a divorce, all so that you can have yourself a husband, okay? Really? I'll hand his wife the video recorder from my husband's car so that she can see he's with you now. That camera should have the both of you going at it on the hood of my husband's car viewed clear as day. And when she sees it, I'm sure she'll want a divorce from Mitch. Huh? There's a camera in the car? Hold on a second. That kind of help is not necessary. If you hand her evidence of him cheating on her, she could get a settlement from us. I'm happy to hear you want to help me get him, but something like that is a problem. Huh? You don't want Mitch's wife getting a settlement from you? You already told me that you wanted my husband from me and that you took all those steps to get pregnant with who you thought was his baby, right? Had you really been with my husband for whatever reason, what makes you think I wouldn't get a settlement from the two of you? You would? But you and I used to be good friends, right? That's the whole reason I wanted your husband in the first place, since I knew you wouldn't ask for money from one of your friends. What? But this guy is someone you don't know, right? And I'm sure his wife doesn't know me in any way, right? Since I'm not her friend by any means, she'll want to get a settlement from me. Are you an idiot? And I mean, seriously, are you supposed to be with your parents right now or something because you're considered on the scale? You should know that even if you were my friend, I'd still ask for a settlement from you for something like that. If you really had slept with my husband and all of that, I would have made sure to get every last cent out of you and then some. What? Is that so? Now I'm going to go ahead and hand this evidence off to her, okay? Listen, why did you do this to me? Mitch's wife really wants to get a settlement from me now because of you. But in return for that, you'll have access to her husband, right? That's great for you. Congratulations on stealing yourself another man. What is there to congratulate about all of this? I seriously don't think that by stealing someone's husband, they'd ask for this kind of money from me. I even carry a baby now, and yet I'm going to be forced to give up all my money to her? Really? She's asking that much from you? I'd say the average amount a wife asks for during times like this is $10,000 or so, right? I understand that she'll probably get a lot from her husband in the divorce, but you ending up with no money after this is a little unbelievable, right? Huh? It's because of your husband that I have no money left. You have no right mentioning something like that after what you both did to me. Come on now, really? Are you going to be this pathetic now? This shouldn't be happening to me. She's asking me to pay her $50,000 for getting in the car with her husband and getting pregnant with his child. I've never even heard of there being a settlement this big outside of court. Well, he had signed a paper with my husband saying that while using his car, nobody else was to ride in it. So really, Mitch did break some rules and was going to piss off my husband a lot, whether he got you pregnant or not. Also, there was the rule about not smoking in the car, which he broke. And at the end of that contract he signed, it stated if any one of the rules was broken, there'd be a fine of $15,000. So now you guys are going to get money from us as well? This is all bullcrap. No, it's not. The real bullcrap here is that even after asking my husband over and over to borrow the car like that, Mitch still broke two of the most important rules and is now going to pay for it. He even told my husband that he only wanted to take the car out for a drive by himself. So that's another problem we can all add to this fire. You both really did it this time, right? My husband even had a look at the tank later and realized you both never filled it up after driving around. That wasn't in the rules, but it's kind of a thing in the car world to do that for others after taking someone's car for the day. It's crazy to think the only reason he wanted the car was to take a girl out for a one-night stand. Watching the video showed us everything. From the car show where he picked you up with that stupid phrase and took off with you, to the both of you stargazing on the hood. How does it feel knowing that that date will cost Mitch $15,000 and then some? This isn't the time for jokes, Josie. Not only am I going to have to pay $50,000 to his wife for cheating with him, but I'll also have to help pay that $15,000? I cannot believe something as stupid as this is happening to me. I'm the victim of a long chain of misunderstandings. Oh, you are? I don't think calling yourself the victim here is going to get you any sympathy. You were the one asking for all this to happen long ago. And after all those warnings telling you to stop asking, you never listened and got your prize. This is what happens when you keep stealing what others have. But I just wanted all those things. I was just so jealous of everything, so envious. I just wanted everything to be in my hands and nobody else's. You're going to become a mother in another few months, so can you please grow up a little? You cannot raise your kid to think that it's okay to steal whatever you want when it's not yours. You are now in the position where you'll be a mother soon, and you have to be responsible for that. You chose to get pregnant in the hopes that you'd be able to get yourself a husband, but there is a price to something like that when the man you made a father is someone else's husband. Huh? Now stop crying about how hard your life is now and get a frickin' grip on it. I get that you will have to lose all your money in a few days, but nobody besides yourself cares about that. Not even me. After that, my husband took the car that both Mitch and Nikki rode in and spent the whole day cleaning everything out, from the seats to the hood. He then took the bill for all those cleaning supplies and added that to the list of things that needed to be paid by those two. Later, the both of them ended up getting married to one another, but only because Nikki was pregnant with his kid. But now they're both living in a really cramped apartment that'll only become more cramped after the kid comes. However, it seems that even after marrying Nikki, Mitch wasn't over his itch to cheat, and one day he left Nikki at the apartment all by herself to meet another woman. And right there, Nikki began to realize what was happening to her husband and started to understand what it felt like having something you want and love be stolen by someone else. She even began to scream profanities about the new woman he was sleeping with, calling her horrible things because she was with him all the time. This also led to her questioning why the other woman would do such a thing when Mitch's wife is pregnant with his baby. And a few days after all those outbursts, she went out to find him and his new woman and started freaking out on the both of them. However, something like this should never be coming out of her mouth, right?
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.